So what is your name and what do you do here?
I've been here for 10 years this month, a long time. When I first started here, it was a very small office, and I think we're like 5 times that size now.
2005, I believe, is when I started. Going from like 3 or 4 people working here to all this massive amount of people that's sitting here. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Working at Century was actually my first job out of college.
This is both of our first jobs out of college.
Before I worked here, I worked for Best Buy. Calvin was a customer of mine. He came in one day looking for a universal remote.
Calvin is our founder, CEO, president, whatever you want to call him.
Some of us like to refer to him as our fearless leader.
I think he's the definition of a self-made man.
Calvin's a boss. He's a trip.
I learned a lot about his backstory and his personal life. And it's really amazing what he's been through.
It's a great story. It's a story with Calvin that is truly the American dream. You had an individual come over from Burma to the U.S. for the first time 30 some odd years ago.
He used to deliver papers. He used to deliver pizzas. He used to sell cars.
Calvin told me about the times he was delivering pizzas for Domino's. He went to deliver and he went to like a frat party. And they tried to stiff him on the bill and take the pizzas for it. And Calvin, being Calvin, he made sure he left with the money for those pizzas and the corresponding tip.
Then the story changes drastically.
One day he was driving home on the freeway and just lights went out.
So one afternoon, driving down the freeway in California, he began to notice that his vision was beginning to blur. It wasn't 5 minutes later that he couldn't see.
He had to pull over on the freeway, which miraculously he didn't get hit by anybody because he couldn't see, and have his dad come pick him up.
It's really, really amazing when you consider that not only did he actually go forward and start his career in payments, being 96% blind.
To come from such humble beginnings and eventually move into the merchant services arena, start his own company because he was dissatisfied with the options that his customers had for processing and come up with something better. It's truly a remarkable story.
The distinction he wanted to make with his company is that he wanted relationships with his customers that were meaningful.
This business is pretty simple. It can be very complicated, but it really boils down to building long-term relationships, building personal relationships with people, getting beyond just the business side.
EBizCharge is a gateway that lets you take credit card payments. What's unique about us is we have integrations that tie into that gateway that help automate the process.
Like if you are gonna go with your parents and you're gonna go walk to the store and you really want a specific toy, you have to wait a long time. That's no fun. Wouldn't it be better if you could just jump in the car, drive down the street, and in a few seconds you have that toy in your hand? That car, that's EBizCharge. That's what we do. We help you to get paid more quickly from your customers.
We don't charge for support, period. If you're calling Microsoft, a lot of these bigger companies, you're paying by the hour and you're on the clock from the get-go. With us, you call, we pick up the phone, we figure it out.
We're great because we have the technology of a big company, but we have a small company feel. So whenever someone calls in, they are taken care of right away.
Because the company is like 100 people, so it's at that size where it's big, but I still feel like it's one huge family. Like everyone knows each other.
You definitely get to be very close with your coworkers very quickly just because you depend on each other. The support team wouldn't be where they're at without the business relations managers and the business development coordinators. We all work in a cycle.
Everyone brings their own specialization, their own kind of unique talents to their role.
We want to be the ones that change the market, that come up with new solutions, that make it easier for businesses to run day to day.
It's some of the hardest working professionals that I've ever worked with.
It's a blessing. Together we collectively have the objective of bringing value to others.
There's a lot of dedication here across all departments.
I've never had a team like this that enjoy doing what they do. They're all friends with each other.
We're the Cabin Team!
She's my best friend coworker.
I get to work with my best friend.
It's easy to come into work doing something that you know is impactful.
I would say we've accomplished a lot as a company, and I've never seen them slow down.
If you know Calvin, you'll know that he is never satisfied. If you asked him, we should have been on the top of Mount Rushmore yesterday.
When I think about Calvin's story, think about where he came from, all the setbacks, all the adversity, how can you not be motivated? To strive every single day, to not give 110%, because that's what he did.
It's an amazing story. You can't write it any better than that.
Is it recording?
No.
Okay. Oh, I bombed that, you guys.
Are we good? Okay,
Are we
we
good?
should stop filming us now.